Are we in a strong position vis-a-vis China? Our economy is doing very well indeed. I don't know, we use the word bully, but are we in a position to pressure China? Because do they have more to lose?
Well, look, I would say this. Your first point is the crucial point. The USA is growing rapidly. The tax cuts, the deregulation rollback, the trade reforms, other matters, we are growing. I mean, the Atlanta Federal Reserve is suggesting we may get near 5% growth in the second quarter. I'd be thrilled with 3+, but that's their estimate. Our program of economic growth, wages, jobs, unemployment is working. It's kicking in even faster than almost anyone dreamed possible. And a year or a year and a half ago, everybody said it wouldn't work. So it is working. So that's the key point. That gives us the strength. That China's economy is not doing well. They are slowing down by many, many measures. You know, half of that economy is state-run enterprises that are losing money daily. Half of that economy is being financed by state-run banks who are issuing a couple of $1 trillion of non-performing loans. That's a business and economic model which is not durable. So I believe China is operating from a greater position of weakness than folks think, and we are operating from a greater position of economic strength.
Let's suppose that I am an American technology company and I want to do a joint venture in China. And I say to the government, I want to do this joint venture with China. Is this Committee on Foreign Investment in the United States, is that committee able to say, no, you cannot make that investment because that would amount to the forced export of technology? Could that committee say no?
I don't want to get into details like that. I'm not a trade lawyer, Stu. I'm not dodging you. These are tough questions. But let me say this. With respect to the joint ventures of American companies operating in China, one of the key problems down through the years is ownership. Chinese government will not permit the American firm to own a majority of the company. The limit of USA ownership is 49%. That gives China the authority and the power, since they'd be 51% or more, that gives them allowed to put our blueprint on the table, including our technology. And that is where the forced technology transfer occurs. And that's not so much an export as it is a bad policy that permits theft of technology, theft of intellectual property. That's one of the key points that China has to change. You know, we have talked about this. I was in Beijing with our group. I met with China when they came to Washington, etc. Wilbur Ross has been over there since then. China has talked to us about reforming the ownership issue. If they do, that will go a ways towards solving a major problem of the forced transfer of technology, our family jewels. But they haven't acted, Stu. We're waiting for them to take action on a key point. So you put your finger on it. I don't think that's CFIUS or FIRREA. I think that's really much more China's poor policies of stealing technology, and that needs to be changed.
Larry, there are reports that you are interviewing a deputy. Is it possible that you're interviewing a replacement for yourself?
I'll go back to Mark Twain. Look, you know, attrition happens after a year and a half on the job. NEC's at the center of all the action regarding the economy, both domestically and internationally. We work with John Bolton at the NSC. There's a certain amount of attrition. I've had a great staff. I've waited. Actually, there are 2 deputy positions open. There's an international deputy position. There is an economic domestic deputy position. We have already compiled short lists. There's a lot of talent out there, blessedly, would like to come work for me and would like to come work for President Trump. And we will be making the decisions on personnel very, very soon, frankly, very soon.
So the answer to the question is no, I'm not leaving. I am indeed interviewing a deputy, and that's it.
Unless you're sending me a message, the deputies, as I understand these flow charts, the deputies are going to report to me.
Okay.
That's so far as I know. And ultimately, they report to President Trump, whom you know, in this administration, is the key decision maker.
I just want to say, Larry, it's great to see you in such great form. You haven't lost your talent for ad-libbing in front of the camera. In fact, you've improved on it. It's great.
They gave me a couple of new spark plugs to do. I'm going to be more dangerous than ever, but I appreciate coming on today. Thank you.
Don't know how you do it. Larry Kudlow, thank you very much indeed, sir. We'll see you again soon. Good luck now. Okay.
Thanks.